Hello, welcome to another episode of Snail Mail with Smokey. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're at. In today's episode, we are going to continue talking about Fantasy Philately. If you missed the latest episode of Fun with Stamps that I did with Mrs. Smokey, please go check that out. We spend a few minutes discussing Fantasy Philately and all that term entails. Now, I have been interested in Fantasy Philately since I first heard about it a little over a year ago. And just as a review, Fantasy Philately, in its basic terms, is people that create postage stamps for fictional places. It could be a fictional country, a fictional town or state, a fictional area. It could even be a fictional planet or world or universe. There have been stamps created for Star Wars locations. There have been stamps created for other locations through literature. And so this is the basis of Fantasy Philately. It is just it's a shoot off of regular philately and one that I find very exciting. So since I first heard about it, I really wanted to create my own postage stamp for Fantasyland. So when I tell you that this video and this endeavor has been a year in the process, that is not an understatement. I began by trying to figure out where I wanted my fictional place to be, what I wanted to call it, what I wanted the stamps to look like, what I was trying to do. And so I just really dove into it and spent a lot of time doing research, a lot of time trying to do creative things. And I come up with something that I'm excited about and that I'm excited to share with you. And so thus the title of the video, The Stamps of Satchelland. So what I'd like to do, for those of you who aren't familiar with Satchelland, I'd like to give you a brief review, explanation of what Satchelland is. So nestled between the banks of the Upper Cliff and Lower Cliff rivers lies the picturesque kingdom of Satchelland. Now, although it's among the tiniest of nations, the micro-country of Satchelland has a charm and beauty that rivals the great superpowers of the world. From the orange groves that lie along its eastern border to the majestic Alling Point, Satchelland is sure to impress with its natural beauty. Visitors to Satchelland will enjoy walking its stone-paved streets and exploring the many hidden treasures that this nation has to offer. Whether it's shopping in its duty-free downtown or exploring Faith National Park, there is something for every person to enjoy. The Kingdom of Satchelland is a constitutional monarchy in which the monarch exercises their authority in accordance with the Constitution and shares decision-making duties with the members of the Satchelland Parliament. The flag of Satchelland is a rectangle with 3 horizontal stripes. At the top is a blue stripe that represents the clear blue sky of the nation. The middle stripe is cream-colored. It stands for the purity of the land and the sweet disposition of its residents. The lower stripe is orange, in honor of the nation's famous orange groves. And the top left corner is the state crown with the monogram of the country inside. In this idyllic kingdom, every day brings new adventures and cherished moments. It's a place where kindness is a way of life and everyone looks out for their fellow citizen. The beauty of nature and the strength of community are woven together seamlessly, creating a tapestry of life that is rich, warm, and endlessly inviting. Now, recently, the King and Parliament of Satchelland have established the Ministry of Postage, and its task is to deliver all mail throughout the kingdom. The Ministry of Postage is pleased to announce that beginning June 21st, 2024, they will begin issuance of Satchelland's first official postage stamp. The stamp design, which is referred to as the 7L blue, features the satchel snail at its center in a closed circle with a crown of state atop and foliage below. At the top of the stamp is the word Satchelland, and below is the denomination of 7L. L standing for lens, which is the currency of the kingdom. At the bottom of the stamp are the words Ministry of Postage. This first philatelic offering from Satchelland is two-toned in gray and cobalt blue. All right, well, there is just a synopsis of the country that I have created and named Satchelland after Satchel, the snail mail with Smokey snail that my wife designed for me. So how did I go about designing the stamp? How did I go about creating it? And what did the finished printed product look like? So the first thing I did is I designed the stamp. Now, I'm going to tell you that over the past year, I've went through about 20 iterations of the stamp that you just saw. Different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different configurations, different fonts. And ultimately, I landed on this image. I wanted this stamp to be reminiscent of countries when they first began issuing postage stamps. Most countries that first begin issuing postage stamps, the stamps aren't colorful, they're not flashy, they're there to do a job. They're there to put on a package or a letter and send it through the mail. And so I really wanted a simplistic design for my first postage stamp for Satchelland. Future issues will be more elaborate and more colorful, but for this I wanted it to be a very basic design, and so that's why I stuck with this design. Now, when it comes to printing the stamps, you have options. There are companies that will sell you pre-perforated stamp paper that you can print your Fantasy Philately stamps on. I have put a link to one of those in the description of this video. I have not purchased paper from them yet. I'm thinking about it. It's an investment. Time, postage, and everything is included. I think it's about $30 for, I forgot how many sheets you get, but you can look it up on their website. Like I said, they do offer pre-perfed paper that'll work in anybody's home printer. There is also services who will format your stamps that you can send to them. They'll perforate them for you. There are perforating machines you can buy if you're really into that, and that is an investment. So for me, for my first outing, what I did is I went online, I went on Amazon, and I got this. This is label making paper. This is, I think there's 18 sheets of this, and it was about $10. And I have Amazon Prime, so shipping was free. But it's 8.5 by 11. It's regular size paper, and it is it's gummed paper. It's just like paper that you would have on postage stamps before they became self-adhesive. One side is not gummed, and then the other side is gummed. Don't worry about using it in your printer. It won't mess it up. They call it label making because you can make labels for wine bottles and jars and whatever you want, but it works well for postage stamps. So I thought for my first outing, this would work very well. So I purchased this paper. I designed the stamp on Canva. Now, I used a lot of Canva Pro features when designing my stamp. Canva does have a free sign up and a free subscription, and you could probably do it with the free service. I just happened to pay for the pro service, so I was able to use some of those tools. I designed the stamp, and then I downloaded a stamp template, and I downloaded that straight into Canva. You can do it with Adobe, and I'm sure you can do it with other softwares. And it's just a template of how I wanted the stamps to be lined up on the page. Then I went in, I took the stamp, I copied and pasted it, lined it on the page, and I printed out my stamps. Now, I will suggest that if you're going to do this and you're going to use, whether you're going to buy pre-perf paper, you're going to buy label paper. I know you can buy paper that is sticky backed if you want to make self-adhesive stamps. My one suggestion is run a couple of test sheets on regular paper so you're not using your more expensive paper. I didn't do that to start with, and I wish I had. I wasted some paper, but that's okay. So my Satchelland stamps came out like this, and I don't know if you can see, but this is the template, the dotted lines. And so that'll allow me to place all of my stamps in a row, 25 of these particular stamps per sheet. And then I'm also able to cut them out. And I'll do that. And I'll show you what they look like. Next, what I did is I took a paper cutter and I cut my stamps out into individual stamps. Now, you might ask, did you perforate your stamps or not? The answer is no, and let me tell you why. For a couple reasons. First reason, like I said, I wanted this to be as historically accurate as possible, I guess. When most countries first issued postage stamps, there wasn't a lot of preparation going on. Matter of fact, most of the time it was just postal clerks who were using a pair of shears or scissors and cutting the stamps off of the larger sheets that they were printed on. So I kind of, like I said, wanted that antique historical feel. The second reason is I messed around with some different perforation methods and I just didn't care for how they turned out. I bought some shears that were supposed to perforate. I didn't really care for that. I did some other things. Maybe you've got an idea of how to perforate your own stamps and make it look really nice. And if you do, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd be very interested. But for this first issue of Satchelland, I thought it was perfectly fine not to have any perforations. So this is the finished stamp, the 7 stamp of Satchelland, which is good for first-class postage, issued by the Ministry of Postage, and something I'm excited about. Pretty proud of it, and yeah, I really wanted to share it with you. Like I said, this is gummed, so I can lick this or moisten it however I want. Stick it on a letter. I'm thinking of creating some first day covers, as this is the first official day that this stamp has been issued for the Kingdom of Satchelland. And I think that I will periodically release new stamps from Satchelland. So I'm really interested to see what you all think about this aspect of philately, about fantasy philately, about creating your own postage stamps. Look, I know that they're not valuable. I know that most collectors aren't going to be interested, and maybe no one is going to be interested in stamps from Satchelland except for me. But it really gave me a way to do a bit more writing, to develop a story about this kingdom and these people. And I'm going to tell that story through postage stamps. And so I'm going to begin an album of Satchelland stamps. And I may be the only person in the world that has an album of Satchelland stamps. And that's okay. Let me know what you think. You ever thought about designing your own stamps? And if so, would it be from a country that you've created? Would it be from a far off place from literature? Would it be from another planet? Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. We're inching ever closer to 750 subscribers. And so thank you for helping us get this far. Also, hit the bell icon so you can know when future episodes of Snail Mail with Smokey are available. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and until I see you next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.